What's up, Dragon Brood? So, seeing as how y'all are into this whole 2022 thing, we're gonna keep doing standard 2022 stuff, at least for a little while. I didn't forget about regular standard, but to keep scratching the itch for a little while people are trying to figure that out. Now, I will say, I do think at some point we will get 2 or 3 weeks down the road and we'll have seen most of what you can do with the format, but till then, I don't know, let's keep trying it. So today, we're gonna be playing some Rakdos Dragons. Mostly Rakdos with some dragons, but hey, whatever. We're going to call it Rakdos Dragons. And I actually think this one's going to be pretty fun. It uses several new cards, which is neat. It has some neat synergy with the dragons, which is pretty cool. There are some cards from the last couple sets that we never really got to play with that fit in this list. So it's checking a lot of boxes for the type of deck somebody might want to play if you're a fan of the Rakdos decks. So I'm into it. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I expect some interesting games, and we're going to get to go big and go over the top. So I'm actually pretty excited to play this one because it does get to use a couple of cards. One that's new that I wanted to see if it works, and then another that is older that I've never really gotten to play much with. So I'm excited from two different fronts for this list. But anyway, let's get into it. All right, now I'm going to be upfront and say this is kind of what happens whenever you just kind of get through the iterative process with me on this, is that these numbers may change. I don't know if they're going to stay the same or not on different things, but we'll see after we play the games. But I do think we're going to have some hefty updates and some explanations for those updates at the end of the video. So if you like this deck or you're interested, even before downloading the list, matter of fact, I recommend you should do this on all my videos, but before downloading the list, check out the end of the video because I talk about kind of what we learned from the games and if we made any changes and why. So that'll give you a heads up, one, on playing the deck, but also if you're even considering making changes of your own, you'll at least know what has and hasn't worked. Anyway, going down this list, we do have Blood Chief's Thirst, because we wanted more removal, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to squeeze in there, but I knew I wanted it to be cheap and affordable. So I'm going with Blood Chief's Thirst here, and randomly we may want to get rid of, like, I don't know, a Lolth or some other Planeswalker potentially. We'll see. Forsworn Paladin, definitely playing 4 of these. It does help make treasure. It's menace. It can pump other creatures. So it can give stuff Death Touch, right? So doing a lot of different things for 1 mana. So it's definitely in the list. We're playing Shambling Ghast, which truthfully it feels like this maybe should be a 4 of, but I really couldn't figure out what else I wanted to cut. So I'm hoping after we play some games, we'll get to figure out kind of how we feel about this. Dragonkin Berserker. Now, this is that old card that we really haven't gotten to play much with that I'm kind of glad we finally get that opportunity. So the biggest thing about this is that it does have First Strike. When you combine it with Forsworn Paladin, it's pretty cool because you can pump the power to 4 and then give it Death Touch also if you're eating up a treasure and doing it. But even just having a 4-power First Striker is really, really nice. So that stops a lot of combats, and then you are going to get to cast those dragons fairly regularly in this list. Either just your opponent's going to have to remove this because they don't want you to get dragons, and then you just play a dragon, or you start playing dragons and then you get them cheaper dragons, right? So it's going to be pretty cool to see how this plays out. Dragon's Fire. Now, I expect we're going to see a lot of this card in future standard, unless there's some other really good 2-mana removal in red. But this is probably going to be the card of choice, kind of in the spots where people formerly played Scorching Dragonfire, I believe is the card. So this kind of does a lot of the same things, but this has potential to go bigger because you can just choose the power of the creature or dragon you have in play or in your hand. But remember that because we have a few other cards we're going to talk about here in a second, you can have some really large power dragons. So Magda. Magda's in here because Magda makes treasure. And treasure 1 ramps us, but we do have the next card in here, Kalane, that actually lets us do some really fun things. So when Kalane comes into play, you create a treasure, and then other creatures you control that enter the battlefield in addition, or with an additional +1/+1 counter, for each mana from treasure spent to cast them. So if you have 3 treasure and you spend 3 treasure on your creature is going to be +3/+3. Super nice. Like, this card, I think, went under the radar a lot. Even when I did my set review, nobody even asked about this card. But yeah, this card's actually very playable. Then we have 2 Ebon Death, Dracolich. This card's solid. You get benefits when your creatures die. You can play it from the graveyard. It has Flash. It's a flyer for 5 mana for 4 mana for 5 power. So yeah, good stuff all around. And we're playing Leyline Tyrant here, mostly because it's an easy to cast 4 mana spell. It's a 4/4, likely going to be bigger a lot of the times. Gives you some options for some extra damage if it were to die. You know, so I don't know if it has a future home in here, but we're at least going to try it out for a few games and see how we feel about it. Then we have Immersturm Predator. This card's just all around good. Just hard to kill once you get it into play. Goldspan Dragon, we've seen this in a lot of lists. We all kind of know what Goldspan Dragon does at this point. 5 mana, 4/4 flying haste, make treasures. Treasure produce double. When you have a bunch of stuff making treasures, that's awesome. Then Inferno of the Star Mounts. We've played this in a couple of decks. Actually, maybe on this channel so far. We played it in one that's made YouTube. But we have been playing this in a few different lists. And it's actually pretty good. By the way, I just realized I am super dark right now. So I'm going to probably, not like and I'm black that I'm dark, but like I'm dark because the lights aren't on the spot. So let me see if I can fix that for y'all. Boom, there we go. Now you can see me. We're in real light now. But yeah, Inferno of the Star Mounts, really cool card. I definitely want to see if it fits in here with the dragon theme. Plus, it allows us to do really big dragon fires if we need it for some unknown reason. And then here's one we're playing a one of that I really wanted to try out in this list, and it's Orcus, Prince of Undeath. This is the card that I kind of went on and on about in the review. And by the way, if you haven't checked out the review, I did a full set review on the rares and mythics. Check that out here on the channel as well if you just want some insights on what cards to possibly get now for later, for which cards you want to speculate on, for which cards you just want to craft because you're going to need them because they're going to be popular. All that's covered in that video. Orcus is actually pretty big because just for 4 mana, you can make a 5/3 flyer with trample, which is awesome. Possibly larger, again, if you have Kalane out and you're spinning treasures, which is awesome. You're able to return creatures, which is also great. Or you can just give everything else on the board a negative and wipe the board out and just have Orcus. So this fills a few different spots and really does a lot for these types of decks and multiple ways to use treasure, right? You can use treasure to just sweep the board. You can use it to get creatures back. You can use it just to pump Orcus maybe. So lots of cool stuff. I really want to see how this card works out. And then for lands, we're playing 9 Swamp, 2 Den of the Bugbear, 8 Mountains, and 4 Blightstep Pathway. So not a lot of fancy stuff going on in the land. We're just kind of doing what you expect. Could we possibly turn this into a snow land base? Maybe if we wanted to play Frostbite, but I don't think it's really necessary to have Frostbite and Dragon's Fire. It seems a little bit redundant. So probably just going to stick with what we have now, but who knows? We're going to play some games, and like I said, catch up with me on the backside because I have no doubt we're going to have a lot of updates and a lot of takeaways from playing this deck. All right, we're going to keep this, and one of the interesting things is I don't know if it's better to lead with Kalane more often or with Magda more often. So I think I'm going to lead with Kalane just because Kalane outright, well now for sure, because Kalane outright makes a treasure, which will allow us to just play Leyline Dragon as a 5/5, which is a pretty big get. That also makes the following turn nice, because we then can play Brazen Bar and Ghast, which is pretty sweet. Did it say Brazen Bar? Magda. Where'd that come from? My opponent is on Questing Beast. No blocks. We can play Magda. We can attack for 5. End the turn. Let's see what the opponent's up to here. Oh. I see. You're trying to get crafty here. You know what? That's fine. It's not going to be big enough to fight my dragon anyway. So what? We're passing? I guess we're just going to hope they don't have Snakeskin Veil or some such. Reveal a dragon. And if they do, it's not pleasant. But what else are we going to do, you know? Okay, fair enough. Sure. There's no red mana though, but why not? Got a new subscriber. Yeah, pay 0. Sure. Okay. This is interesting because now we can attack, make a treasure, play a dragon. I mean, if they just have more ram throughs or whatever, so be it. I mean, they have to find another point of damage because we have a 5/5 dragon. That's annoying. But the creature's no bigger, so that's fine. That is a great card to pick up here. That is absolutely fantastic. Alright, so opponent's at 11. We could just outright kill this Harbinger. Attack for 5, 6, 7, 8. Put the opponent at 3. We would take 8 on the backswing, assuming they don't do anything to our Goldspan Dragon. You know, that seems kind of fine. And we could also just play this. We could play all this, because we're going to make treasure from the dragon, so... Alright. Oh, why did I attack with... I meant to kill the Harbinger first. Dang it. Poops. Alright, well, I gotta do this in a different order. I kind of goofed up. Alright, and we'll just play the gas. Why are you trying to tap that, Arena? What's wrong with you? I guess you wanted to leave this open if I wanted to use the mana for a Kalane, but that seems bad. I could play a Kalane anyway, though, as a blocker, and just get another treasure, which I don't think there's anything they're going to do here, but we could be wrong. Yeah. I see why they wanted us to do it that way, but we're going to get another treasure anyway, and this is going to be bigger. So, might as well keep it 3-4, right? Alright, opponent's at 3. I don't know what their outs are going to be here, other than... I was going to say, maybe Gargaroth? But that doesn't get it. Yeah, no blocks. Yeah. Okay, this is definitely a mulligan. You don't have much choice here. This, it's okay. It's okay. We'll keep and get rid of one of the predators just so we can keep a removal card and have some action still here. And this is nice because we can leave mana up if we want to shoot something, or we can just make a treasure, right? Like, either one seems fine here. Having 2 Dragon's Fires is nice. Gives us some options against multiple things they could play here. Moving our cast bank. Great. So we'll just target whatever gets the first one, and then we'll... Alright. Reveal a dragon. I guess we don't even have to reveal a dragon, because it's just 3 anyway. But... let's not reveal a dragon. No point in letting the opponent know what we have. That's all that's about. I think since I'm going to use mana here, I'm just going to attack. I have Menace anyway. Not going to play the Dragonkin Berserker just yet. Mostly kind of eyeballing the opponent, see what they're up to. Alright, we'll let that stand. Mostly because I want them to play something else for the turn, then we'll target the Aspirant. Otherwise, we could have just done it on our turn. Now, see, you knew it. There was a chance they were going to get a little greedy, so... That puts us in a good spot. Now let's draw land, deck. Untap land! That was not it, but that's not bad. But we can work with that. I guess we have to next turn. We'll just do some treasure making. Alright, good news is Dragonkin Berserker has first strike, so we're not going to worry about that too much. Yep, Guiding Voice doesn't really change the plan any. Okay. Where are we at? What are we doing? Ugh, shame. Shame, shame, shame. Okay, we'll attack with the Berserker because we can give something +1. But we don't do it as a sorcerer or anything, right? Nope, we don't. Alright, so let's just attack with this. Alright, opponent takes the damage. And the turn. Sadly, we didn't draw a land, so we're just going to have to make a treasure, probably play Immersturm Dragon, and then just set up the Forsworn Paladin to die a sad death, potentially. Or we could chump block here, but that's just going to be suicide when they have that many cards in hand, so that'd be silly. Mostly because they have too many ways to pump stuff or bounce things or whatever. Oh, we're going to get rid of our Dragonkin Berserker, huh? I don't mind that. Turn our Dragonkin Berserker into a 3/2. I'm welcoming such things. Much rather that than this Immersturm Predator we're about to play. Though, I don't blame the opponent necessarily for being concerned about that. Oh, why? That would have been so good. Okay, well, looks like it's you, Mr. Predator. Actually, I don't know if I can get rid of Forsworn Paladin here. It might be the only way we can cast spells. Truthfully, we might have to sack the token. Which is not awesome, but it is what it is. We will block. I'm not sure what the opponent thought we were going to do. Yeah. Okay. I guess this is where we sack token. I mean, as much as I want to get the extra damage in, I mean, they can still play a flyer and whatnot and slow us down if they really wanted to, so can't really do much about that. Okay, so that survives for a turn. Yeah, that was a weird sequence from the opponent. I feel like they might have been better served saving that for another time, but is what it is. Okay, I think we just do this. And then pass. There's really no point in attacking with the Predator. They're going to block with their smaller creature. Forsworn Paladin can chump, and then we can still sack it, so we're not too worried about it. As long as we have blockers, we're not worried about anything crazy happening here. I mean, we can make a big Goldspan Dragon, attack with the Goldspan Dragon for 5. I mean, sure. I mean, you want us to chump block things, that's fine. Actually, we can't play Goldspan yet. We can only play Leyline Tyrant. Yeah, I'm not sure what the opponent's plan is here, other than just making us spend resources, but sure. We block the flyer. Is blocking the flyer the most relevant thing? Man, I'm really trying to decide how bad we need this Forsworn Paladin. But I think really, we're just going to block like this. Because if they pump to kill our Predator, we're just going to make the Predator bigger anyway. If we do draw land, then we have the ability to... Okay, sure. Keeping Kalane, which is probably wrong, but I want to try to end this if we can. In the fewest number of turns. Unfortunately, even if we do get... Okay. Not sure what the opponent's doing here. I mean, you saved your creature, but you emptied your hand to not get any damage in. That's such a an awkward sequence. But, hey, I don't mind it. let me tell you. Yeah, I'm willing to get in there with my Predator now. I don't know what you're going to have in hand, but this is going to lead to us ending things pretty quick. I mean, if the token doesn't chump block, I mean... Alright, I guess the opponent figures they have a chance. I mean, I guess if they have Show of Confidence and another spell, that might get there. Okay, you get to look at stuff up top. Show of Confidence could help here. If it's not, maybe double fight is one? That's another thing you could do. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I mean, you don't have anything to give stuff trample. Yeah, I mean, I guess we just block, right? Because you pump stuff. 6, 7, 8 from the thing, and then 8, 9 from the Light Scribe. 10, 11 from playing the other one. 12, 13. I'm not even going to block. If they have it, they have it. I'm kind of curious. I just want to see what they got. Oh, see, it was only Show of Confidence. That's not enough. Okay. Yep. I mean, if I block, I guess there's no way I could lose, but still. Now, this is interesting because there's no red lands, but we can make red mana. So, yeah, we're going to do it. Hope our opponents don't have a Blood Chief's Thirst. I mean, we do have plenty of red sources, so there's a chance we'll just draw one anyway. But the other thing is, too, we might just want to play a Shambling Ghast on 2. So if it dies, it also makes a treasure. I don't know. It's going to come down to what the opponent does, I think. Because there is a possibility we want to, like, Blood Chief's Thirst their thing and then play a Ghast. So, I don't know. Options, for sure. Okay. Leading with Paladin. Opponent leads with Ghast. That is a bit unfortunate, if I'm being honest. Because I can just kill our Paladin. I don't like that. They might be playing something similar. They might be on the mono black, but we do have a mono black aggro deck that I'm probably going to have up in the next day or two. Oh, are we doing similar things? I mean, it's possible we are. See, that feels like a trap. Give me the block, kill my Paladin, then you off my Berserker. Oh no, you also have a Berserker. How quaint. Okay, well, I guess we'll kill your Berserker. No, woo woo woo. There we go. Then we'll attack with both of these. And then we'll play a Magda. So now they have a different target. And we kind of still want the Forsworn Paladin because it can make it where we can start making dragons with our Berserker. And the opponent now has a choice, which I think they're going to go after Magda, because I probably would. It's just a matter if they want to try to kill Magda now or wait till we attack and, you know, whatever happens, happens. Oh, they're going hard on treasure. Okay. Our target opponent discards a card. Alright, fair enough. I guess it was going to be the same either way, whether they use the treasure or not. So, I guess we attack with everything, and then we make a 5/5 dragon. And we just say to hell with it. Magda, you had your one shot. Yeah, I mean, we trade both creatures, I guess, but is what it is. I mean, opponent now has to deal with dragons. And if they don't kill it, we get to make cheaper dragons, so now it's going to snowball. And we have a backup berserker as well. So now a land or a dragon is actually pretty relevant here. Well, that's unfortunate. Do they have a way to kill our berserker? They do not. Though we found a replacement berserker. Okay. Think this is going to do it. Make another 5/5. I mean, they can't Shadow's Verdict or anything here. Yeah, GG's. Our opponent's name is so hilarious. Health Goth. Like, it's having me picture, like, I walk in and see a doctor just with, like, makeup and piercings, you know? This hand's actually very medium. I should have played the Den of the Bugbear first, by the way. Mostly because if I drew a second one, then I would just follow up with the Dragonkin Berserker. I'm going to go ahead and do this in case it dies. I still get something for my troubles. Okay. They could have had a Frostbite, and it would have been better than just losing a Berserker and not getting anything. Granted, we may still not get much, regardless of the fact. Alright, so I guess we're just going to attack. Good news is we're only 1 mana away already from being able to cast our Inferno, which is kind of cool. Okay, end the turn. I mean, yes, I could have made it a 3/3, but obviously I was just like, I'd rather save the treasure to do something more. And if the opponent didn't have a Frostbite then, they weren't likely to have one there. So I was willing to take that gamble. Even though, obviously, playing it and getting a 3/3 would have been nice, but wouldn't have affected much there. Valky, sure. You get to take my dragon, and then I just get your dude back, so that doesn't really change much. I mean, I'm not going to be in a hurry, because obviously I can just do it on my turn and not have to give up my treasure if I don't want to. Or I could just do that and save that for another time. Nope. You got to be careful when you have a Kalane out. It does want to use your treasure to do everything. You know, I'm half tempted just to attack with Kalane and just say, like, F it. If you want to go ahead and block, you block. And then we just save these resources for another time. I don't think the opponent... I mean... I don't know why I feel like there's going to be like a Planeswalker I want to save that for, like a Lolth or something. So I'm just going to do this, even though I don't like it. Like, not excited by that play in the least, but it's what we got, you know? There's also a chance they have another, like, Baleful Mastery, even if we play this Inferno. And the opponent knows we can play the Inferno, so there's that element as well. So I think here we're just going to attack. Okay, so they found a Frostbite. Fair enough. Alright, so we will attack for 1. And then am I going to play this after the fact? Or do we just wait? I think we just play it anyway. If they have an answer, they have an answer. And then our mana is just freed up for next turn. Because if it's another Baleful Mastery, we at least get a card. Yeah, exactly. So they were going to have it anyway. We found an Immersturm Predator, so that's fine. So sometimes you just know. Alright, they're going to come in and get some with their man land? Nope, they're not able to, actually. They can do that. That's totally legit. I guess that's fair. They don't have many options. We're going to get to do that because we have a Dragon's Fire, huh? Alright, so if we attack with Goldspan Dragon, we get a treasure back. We could then Dragon's Fire. If we just do this, they can't really kill it. We could sack Kalane because we're kind of done with that plan. So, yeah, Kalane, get in there for 1. And then we'll do this. Mostly just to defend against anything else, like their own Goldspan Dragons. If they try to attack with their man land again, just like several things. What is this? What is kick in the door? Put a +1/+1 counter on it, has haste. Can't be blocked by walls. Venture in the dungeon. Okay, sure, man. That's a thing you can do. Definitely a thing you can do. I guess let's hope they don't have another Baleful Mastery, because we're definitely going to block. Yeah. I mean, if they have it, they have it. Okay, they didn't. So now the thing, this gets interesting because now we know they don't really have much. Oh, now we know they don't have anything. So we can play Goldspan Dragon, end up with 3 mana. The most we'd be able to do, oh, actually no, we'd be able to do 5 because it's equal to power, right? Reveal a dragon card or choose a dragon as you cast this. Dragon's Fire does something with creature's power. So when we attack with Immerstorm Predator, it will be 5 power. Opponent would be able to attack for 7 next turn, but we don't really care. I think we take that gamble. Actually, we could even kill both their creatures. Whenever you complete a dungeon, I can play it from their graveyard. So yeah, we're in. Opponent takes 9. We can kill Goldspan. We can kill that. Actually, we just pass. Because we kind of just force the opponent into a play here. Alright, so they're activating Faceless Haven. That's 9, 10, 11. It's not going to save them currently. Alright, so we're moving to the attack step. So now it's just a matter of, do I want to kill Goldspan Dragon or do I want to kill Faceless Haven? I think we just kill Goldspan Dragon. Choose. I mean, because they only have 1 card. What are they going to do with all that mana anyway? And we're going to be able to turn the Immerstorm Predator into a 7 because we can sack a creature. Oh no, actually we're going to be able to make it a 6. Okay, it didn't matter. Alrighty. Yeah, we'll keep this. Oh, we actually drew the Orcus. Sweet. Let's see if we get to actually do anything with that. You know, I'm not going to lie. Shambling Gas is kind of junky, but also kind of low-key good. Alright, just playing the Magda. I'm going to leave the Shambling Gas back because it can block and kill something. Kind of puts the opponent on short-term notice here. Alright, making some gobos on their side. Don't hate it. Question here is, does Magda come in, right? Because if Magda comes down... Actually, this is kind of good, too. We can get everything -1. I do need another treasure, though, before that works. So let's just do this for now. Because we can still Dragon's Fire something. Like, if they play the Goblin that, like, can pump other Goblins or whatever, like, we just kill that. Javelin here, not too concerned about. Hobgoblin Captain. That's going to get a little bit annoying. Not going to lie. Sure. I think we might be on a suicide run, team, if we draw land. Okay, we didn't draw land, so no suicide run. And what I mean by that is I was just going to play Orcus and then give everything -1, -1, and then just let Orcus do his thing. However, that's not a thing we can do right now. And this is a little bit of a tough spot because I need to generate treasure. I need to get to 5. Actually, let's hope the opponent doesn't find what they need here, I guess, is the real issue. Okay, another Hobgoblin Captain. That's actually fine. I don't hate that. Javelineer, also don't hate. That's fine. Opponent can attack for 6, 7, 8, 9 here. Annoying, but not bad. We're just going to generate treasure. I think it's safe to pay a life for that treasure here. No need to waste the Dragon's Fire killing anything. Alright, so now we run everything in because stuff's going to die anyway. And then we're going to Orcus for 4 plus the 1 treasure, so we're going to give everything -1. And it's just Orcus versus the world at that point. I think this is correct. The opponent's probably running, what the hell's happening? Do I even block? They're not even blocking. We got free damage. Love it. Love it. Alright. We're going to Orcus for 1. And then we're going to generate a treasure off of our Shambler dude dying because, well, everybody else is going to die. Other creatures get -1, -1. And I'll lose a life. Our choice is... Oh, okay. Opponent gives up. Alright, I just realized my lighting was off, so I'm apologizing for my visuals being a little bit darker than normal. I don't know what happened with that. But... the games, they were actually a lot of fun. This deck performed way better than I thought. I played a bunch of games even off camera, and I think I was like X and 1. Now that being said, this puts me in a weird spot because 1, I didn't feel like the deck was that good. So I feel like some of it was a little bit of getting lucky and maybe even getting the right matchups. So take that for what it is. I do think though, I made a lot of notes here actually. So I'm going to look at my notes here while we're talking, but I do want to actually make some changes to this list, pretty significant. I think I'm going to pull the Inferno of the Star Mounts. I don't think that card is necessary. I think we're doing enough already as it is. I think I'd rather have a full set of Goldspan Dragons instead and find room for something else. Magda also was very under... I don't know if I want to say that. I won't say it really completely underperformed, but there were times that I guess I needed the treasure. But generally, Magda wasn't that great. I think being 1 toughness has been a real bit of a slog in this build, and you have the issue that Magda herself just isn't that big to fight with, and we don't have a way to tap her otherwise. Like, we don't have Crew, we don't have Jaspera Sentinel, anything like that. So, probably going to pull Magda, and then Leyline Tyrant's probably going to get pulled. Of the dragons, it was the least interesting, and though I like the potential to float mana or whatever if necessary, it just didn't come up hardly that often. I think it's because we're able to generate all the treasure. So I'm going to pass on that. But like I said, I want to play another Goldspan Dragon, another Orcus. I want to go to a full set of Kalanes because that's just been the great preferred turn 2 play. I also want to try to get in a couple of copies of a card that's called Deadly Dispute. I think it's out of the new set where you can sacrifice a creature or treasure, draw 2 cards, create a treasure. Fits perfectly in this type of list as an instant where you can go ahead and sack a treasure, get some cards, make another treasure, try to ramp up to find the next removal card or whatever, and maybe squeeze in 1 more removal if we want to. I was thinking though, if we do, it probably has to be something like Soul Shatter. So the final list will look a bit different, but I will say this. I do think the new list will be good, but this also performed very well. So kind of take your pick. If you like what you saw, go back to the beginning of the video, just copy this list as is. If you want the updated list, that's what'll be in the description. So you can have 2 lists this time and go either way. Now for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Finale of Devastation. And I bring this card up because I think there's a misconception that you have to have old cards for your cards to be worth money, but that's not necessarily true. Some cards are just strictly about playability. And something like Finale Devastation isn't a card that's going to be reprinted a bunch, I wouldn't imagine, because it doesn't fit in a lot of places. It is a good card, though. And what it does is very powerful, and it's really popular in Commander. And since it's only been printed once, well, you're seeing prices over $40 on this card right now. So, yeah, dig those out if you have them, because that's a little pretty penny, and with some new Magic cards out, this will give you a chance to get some new stuff if you want to, for getting rid of something you're probably not even playing. You probably didn't even know it was worth any money, but there you go. A random War of the Spark mythic that you probably put away because it never got played in Standard, but has a bunch of real value. As always, you can get this deck list, like I said, in the description below. If you want the deck feature video, just rewind and copy that one. The other one's going to have the updates. And while you're looking for the deck list link down below, go ahead and check out the other links I have of all kinds of stuff. And I welcome you to join us in our Discord with over 500 people, or just come say hi during a stream. And sometimes you even get to help drive the stream. So, you know, you could get me to see the deck that you want to see me play. Completely up to you. And I'm on Facebook and Twitch. And as always, if you haven't, please remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That's really been helping out a lot this last week. I mean, y'all keep hammering that like button, keep sharing the videos. Like, that is helping us so much. I've seen so many new faces come in, and I super appreciate it. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.